Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs. We are back.
Welcome back.
This man has ended his retirement.
I'm no longer down with the sickness.
Nope. And today we're talking about Oldboy.
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 Egg boy.
No, not him. So let's get into it.
Oldboy is a 2003 South Korean film directed by Park Chan-wook and starring most notably Choi Min-sik as Oh Dae-soo.
The film is a crime thriller in which a man is captured and locked within a strange room, and after 15 years is released back into the world. He vows revenge on his captors and delves into solving the unknown purpose of his capture. Yes, we will not be discussing the Spike Lee remake because we've heard it's trash.
Yeah, who needs to review Americanized things? It's not a trend we need to keep up,
No,
honestly.
so let's dive on in. The first thing we're going to talk about is that this film is kind of, I don't know if I enjoyed the pacing.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the first 15 minutes of it, and then the middle portion was kind of slow, but you find out in the end that it was necessary.
When you say middle portion, you mean like the next hour?
Yeah, I was being generous. So, yeah, but in the end you find out it was necessary, but still wasn't as enjoyable as I thought it could have been.
Yeah, it was kind of a grind. Having heard from other people that the ending is one of the big parts that you got to get to. I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna chug on through.
Yeah, I found that a lot of times when I'd hear about this movie, for some reason I thought it would be this martial arts movie. I kind of looped it in with like Ip Man or something, but it wasn't. It was more of like a crime drama. Very, very, very different than what I expected.
Yeah, it's funny from the concept. We're not trying to spoil at the moment, but from a concept of being trapped somewhere in a room for 15 plus years and then just being let out, like you'd figure there'd be. I thought there would be a little bit more violence, but I guess I can be a little satisfied with the way it ends.
It was I honestly probably liked it better that it wasn't just a complete martial arts movie, so I'm happy about that. Anyways, speaking of martial arts, the one scene that really did have a lot of it was the infamous hallway scene. This is like the one scene that I'd heard about, like it was hyped up, and honestly I was a bit disappointed, probably because of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Daredevil outdid this scene to like the 10th power. In all
the advantage of coming,
afterwards.
15 years later, nicer cameras and probably more experienced choreographers at the time. Like they're spinning around, but for a static image, moving kind of side to side with the fight.
Yeah, they probably had it on like rails or something.
I wasn't particularly enjoying the fight because there's a lot of, I think, punches that you can see are acted. Like you can notice that they're missing, but it kind of keeps going, and you're like, oh my god, are we done?
I mean,
wow, this is impressive. I started to get more impressed as it went on, and then it was over.
It was gritty and it was grueling, and like he probably wasn't acting at the end where he's like leaning against the wall.
Yeah,
and I hope that they didn't actually stab him in the back.
I hope there's some sort of mechanism to prevent that.
So that's kind of our take on the hallway scene. It was good, but there's definitely been better fight scenes past that, namely Daredevil. Daredevil's outdone it a couple times now, but there's no more Daredevil, so that's great. We don't need to go there. Moving on, just a brief interruption. There were 0 Game of Thrones actors in this one.
We're pretty sure.
I can only think of like one Asian.
Could be like an extra somewhere in the background.
But no main actors from Game of Thrones, so the count is at 0. And PETA warning, if you're into PETA, I hate PETA, but there is a live octopus that is eaten in this film.
Yeah. If you can stomach Man vs. Wild, then you're probably going to be okay, but I mean, it's actually kind of a good scene.
I'm sure a lot of you watch hentai and stuff like that, so you're probably into tentacles going down holes and stuff like that.
Yes, our viewers all watch hentai.
All 53 of them. Now I'm just generalizing. So, at the end, would you recommend this film?
Yes. You should definitely watch it. Make sure you get through to the end. You need something to get you through it. Maybe watch it with a friend and make jokes, but chug on through it.
And I'd agree. I'm definitely glad I watched it. The end, as we've said, is well worth the wait. So if you can get to the end, you'll have a pleasant.
There was a solid, maybe an hour and 10 in where we were like, oh my god.
Yeah, we would.
What's going on?
But the end's definitely worth it, so just hang in there. I'm gonna give this movie, all things considered, the end kind of redeemed it for me, so I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed this immensely at the end.
Yeah, I think that final, like, oh my god, yes.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, it kind of tears... Same, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, all right.
It drags it there.
So now we've got to talk about the ending. This movie's been out for 16 years, so if you haven't watched it, that's on you.
Until today.
Yeah, that's on you. But we're going to be nice. Spoiler warning, if you have not seen this movie, watch no further.
Yeah. Please.
We're going to give you 5 seconds.
5, 4, what?
I'm already on 5, bro. Okay, so we're going to jump in here. So the ending, when we find out that freaking Li Wo-jin has like the greatest master plan, one of the greatest master plans.
It's the most patient shit ever, too.
So, did you honestly see the twist coming that he was that she was his daughter?
It had occurred to me, but I did not want to say it out loud because then it would make it predictable.
It's taboo, man.
Yep. Since I didn't say it, not really. It was like a brief flash. I was like, maybe that's his daughter.
Yeah, same here. I thought about it for a second, and then I just erased it from my memory. And then I realized that as soon as that scene started where they started talking, I'm like, oh my god, Midu is his daughter.
This is going to be some brutal revelation.
He slept with his own daughter.
Oh my god. He was imprisoned long enough for his daughter to become an adult.
To mature.
And then released so they could fuck.
And then they were kind of like two animals in a zoo, and they kind of got herded together just for that purpose.
And they're probably not even actually in love at the end. Like, they've just both been hypnotized to fall for each other.
It was designed. This like, I kind of compare it to this. Like, you know when you're playing a video game, and say like Skyrim or GTA, and you're getting kind of bored, and you're near the end, and you're like, okay, I'm not going to play this anymore, but let me just murder everything and like screw everything up. That's kind of what Li Wo-jin's plan was. Like, he just screwed that guy's life up. He screwed her life up, and then he killed himself. He was just like, I'm done with this life thing. Let me cause a bunch of mayhem.
God, the way he did it was just absolutely brilliant. It's the balls on him with the fake pacemaker. Holy crap.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The whole... I didn't really think that it was an actual pacemaker, but I didn't see the whole, like, let me just troll you one more time thing with the playing the sex tape, I guess, if you will, for him. After he cuts his tongue out and asks to be his dog.
His character was laughing. That whole interaction.
He broke Dae-soo.
Holy shit.
He broke him. Dae-soo is a broken man.
100%. It's like the exact same broken that we saw earlier in like his first 2 months of capture.
He was arguably worse than the first 2 months of his capture.
It's literally the Vine. Like, it's like, you do you. If you want to be a dog, woof. You know?
Look, I'm wagging my tail. Yeah, it was honestly great acting. Kind of hard to watch.
Yeah.
But great acting. And when Li Wo-jin kills himself, you kind of see the last time that he saw his sister and how he kind of lets her fall off the dam. His
hand like transitions from dropping her into gripping the gun, and I wanted that to happen. I was so happy it did.
And he shoots himself as the elevator door opens.
He just explodes into frame and
Can
into the
you
wall.
imagine being the person waiting for that elevator, dude? Oh my god. That would not be how you thought your day would go at all. But I've always said it, incest never ends well.
He took a different edible reaction than stabbing himself in the eyes. He cut his tongue off, so he could never share that secret, I guess. But damn.
And let's not ignore the fact that he did all this because Dae-soo started a rumor, just nonchalantly started a rumor that he saw him and his sister having sexual interactions, which they were. But and then
I guess the point of it is that that quote that they said a couple times, like a grain in it doesn't matter if it's a grain of sand or a rock, it'll sink just the same. So it doesn't matter how big his action was, he's still fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they were having incest, which is not a great thing to do.
He did, like, in fairness to Odessa, he told his brother, I think it's his brother, I never really was 100% sure.
It's some guy.
It's brother or best friend. He told his brother not to tell anybody.
Yeah,
and that guy kind of shit the bed there.
Obviously.
That guy, I was That guy on the phone, like, talking shit about his sister. I was like, dude, you better stop. You're gonna get stabbed.
Yeah. And he did.
Brothers on the other side.
JT was right several times during this movie. I was beginning to think he was a prophet or something. So yeah, honestly, one of the best, well thought out plans. This guy had thought about everything, and it was very interesting to see it come together.
And I'd also like to just appreciate the fucking business that Park Cho Wong ran, where he's keep somebody trapped up, drugged, so they never experience suicidal thoughts or like, you know, being too crazy.
Yeah, he had thought of literally everything. Literally everything.
Fuck.
From the very beginning to the very end, he had it all planned out, and it's that's why you gotta wait till the end to really appreciate the film. So
I agree with that.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Hope you enjoyed this review. JT is back, as we said. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that.
Damn. This couch is big enough for one of us, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Well, I can't spread out anymore.
Man spreader.
So we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right.
Peace.
Bye-bye.